Hey Sag, welcome to your extended reading. I'm going to dive straight in here right after I get Chippy a cookie. Have a cookie take. Oh, Sparky, you want one too? Okay. All right, hold on a second. Come on up here. Come get it. Come get it. Come on. Come on. There you go. All right. There. No. So let's just clear out any weird energy. So let's start from the end and work our way back. How about that? Okay, so we're going to go to this mother-daughter energy, high priestess, queen of cups, clearly mother and daughter, right there. And where'd the other one go? Magician. I'm going to start right here and do the deep dive on this part first, okay? All right. And I want to switch decks. Let's just go to the super contemporary deck for a minute and see what it's got for us, okay? This is the Astro Matrix deck, if anybody wants to know. What about this mother-daughter thing? What do we need to know about that? First thing I'm hearing is return to sender. I don't know if your mother sent, yeah. It could be a mother or daughter. It could be going either way. I don't know. But I'm feeling like somebody is sending the other one bad energy through ruminating. It's almost like a spell. And if one good way to send, thanks Sparky, one good way to send energy back is to burn a candle. I have one going right now for a return to sender in my window. And if you're receiving unwanted energy, what you need to do, one of the things you can do is sprinkle sea salt around your doorways, especially your front door, okay? And then also around your windowsills and things like that. The salt dissolves negativity for starters, okay? The other thing is if you can write out, I return to sender. If you know who's sending you this energy, you can write their name on a piece of paper, and you can, you're not trying to send this person anything bad because that will boomerang back to you, okay? So don't do that. But if they're sending you something bad, you have every right to self-defense, basically, energetic self-defense. So you just want to write down, if this person is sending me anything negative or whatever, that I send this back to them. Return to sender. If you're a really nice person, you might just want to send it into the ethers and not deal with it. I usually send it back to the person. I'm like, because I'm Sagittarius, and so are you, so whatever you want to do. But then set the candle in a glass, of course, don't set your house on fire. But set it on the piece of paper and just let it burn for as long as you want to. And that really does help dispel negativity. And I think you need to with this mother-daughter thing with the magician. But let me ask some more. Here's the Temperance card on the bottom. Sagittarius energy. What do you need to know about this mother-daughter thing? Mother-daughter, not the Hierophant, the High Priestess, the Magician, Queen of Cups. There was a bad ending. There's Ten of Swords. There was some kind of a bad ending where somebody there felt really stabbed in the back. Oh my gosh. Here's the Magician again. Somebody felt stabbed in the back because, and this may have been you, Sagittarius, because Sag does tend to have a lot of special, gifts and talents and things, which the Magician, means. But I think somebody stabbed you in the back because you're doing some kind of good work. Maybe, somebody was jealous, and it could have been your own mother. Could have been your daughter, but I feel like it more goes to the mother was jealous of the daughter in this case. It is a classic narcissistic mother pattern, I understand, with the scapegoat and the golden child and all that stuff. And usually the scapegoat is the one with the special skills and talents, the one who's the whistleblower, the one who sees through things. And what I'm getting here is You were stabbed in the back because you have such gifts. There was jealousy there. There's something about a trap. Look at these swordsy cards. This came up earlier too. Yeah. 8 of Swords. An oppressive. I feel like this was a very oppressive situation with this mother-daughter. You got your wish. What wish was that? Your wish was some kind of a new path. This person saw you going on a whole new path, Sagittarius. They saw you on this exciting, this childlike wonder, getting your wish, and it created jealousy. A lot of jealousy is what I'm getting. I think you worked hard for this, though. It's not like it just fell in your lap, right? Here's 10 of Wands. But this is success. This person was seeing you with a lot of success. But what happened? What happened here? Oh, here she is. Reversed Queen of Cups. Very jealous. She came up reversed this time. Jealous. Sometimes this can represent alcoholism when it's reversed. That could be somebody's story. I'm not getting it specifically, but it can be in the cards. It's more somebody who's very petty when they're reversed. Very, very petty. And yeah, 5 of Cups reversed. It's like walking away from grief. There was grief. And here's a Tower. There it is. Okay, so other people, Sagittarius, you know, the Tower came up earlier as views of others. Here it is again. Other people are seeing you as having had some sort of a Tower moment, I think with your mother and some of you with a daughter. You know, it depends on where you're sitting in this picture. I'm asking them how much more I should look into this for you. Because there was definitely jealousy. And it's not usually like daughters are jealous of mothers. It usually goes the other way around. You know, usually daughters love their mothers. There's not a jealousy thing. I mean, even if you have problems with your mother, even if you might dislike your mother, you're probably not jealous of her. The jealousy normally comes from the mother to the daughter. And here's Queen of Cups. I mean, we're talking about the mother energy here. So, okay, so let's look at it this way. What happened with the daughter? The daughter was feeling very uncomfortable in this relationship, very much like not getting what you wanted, if you're the daughter. The daughter was feeling like discontent, bored, like I've tried, I've filled up all these cups, why should I even try anymore? You know, you can see the discontent there. And also the feeling of feeling like you're in a trap. And look at this, the Hermit. The daughter may have been accused of being antisocial, not showing up enough, staying to themselves too much. Maybe there's some Virgo in the chart here somewhere. Maybe your mother's Virgo, because that's a Hermit card. But the daughter saw the toxic energy. That's why the Hermit. The daughter is like shining a light on this. The daughter is the whistleblower here, okay? Caused a Tower. And the daughter is winning. Yeah, I said that earlier. The daughter is winning, Sagittarius. This is why all this childhood stuff... Hold on a second. This is why this childhood stuff, this childhood card came up earlier. Page of Pentacles. Learning something about childhood. I mean, this is not typically a childhood card, but it is the card of students and teachers and things like that. I hope my microphone is not rubbing against my shirt. Okay, so there's something here about schools, learning, students, teachers. Let's ask about this for a minute, okay? Does that pertain to this mother-daughter thing? Yeah, it pertains to children, because here's the Page of Cups and Little Mermaid card. Magical childhood stuff. Fish, aquariums, mermaids, family, money. For some of you here, there's jealousy about your closeness with children, maybe your grandchildren or something like that. There's something about jealousy about that, or jealousy about schools or teaching, but stability, like family stability, with this Ten of Pentacles that I'm getting, okay? All right, let me set that part of the story aside for a minute, and we'll see if something else comes up with it. But let's go to this old tarot deck. It's not actually old, it's new, but it's called the Old Tarot. Let me fix this again, sorry. Okay. So you're collaborating with others. You're getting some helping hand. Let's go back to this thief. Yeah, here it is. All right, let's go look at this for a minute. Setting boundaries with someone who made you maybe a love offer, and having to do with Ace of Pentacles, because it's in your conflict position and it's happening right now, or this summer, or it's just happened. What is that about? Because I feel like this person was not trustworthy, and they showed up as the Seven of Swords too, like they're trying to steal money, but trying to get close to you, like pretend they were interested, and it created a conflict. It's a Strength card. It could be a Leo who did this. It could be a Leo, okay? And also, this is telling me you held back from it. You're like not having it. Yeah, you held back from it, and I think that's why it's in the conflict position. Anything else Sagittarius needs to know about that part of this story? Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this person saw you with money. They saw you as financially stable, at least more so than they are. All right, let's, I think that's all you need to know about that. Just, it's causing a conflict. Why is it causing a conflict right now? Why is it causing a conflict? It could be different for everybody. Here's the blank card. So it's going to be a little different for everybody. Like, write your story is what they're saying. All right, hold on. Let's see. I also wanted to look into this love and marriage stuff that's coming up, because we had the Hierophant, the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Swords. All of these things. The Hierophant came up twice, guys. The Hierophant is a marriage card. It can also mean Taurus. It can mean obligations. There's something here, and there's Two of Cups that also came up. I can't seem to find it, but you know, Two of Cups, things coming together. So let's look at this for just a second. What does this mean? What does this mean for Sagittarius? Because it can mean everything coming together this summer for you. It can mean meeting a soulmate. Two of Cups is a soulmate's card. Six of Cups. It could be somebody from the past who I warned you about. It could be Six of Cups, somebody from the past. But let's look at more of this, okay? Somebody from the past. I'm gonna switch decks again. I end up with this huge pile of cards for you guys at the end. All right, tell us about this Hierophant, marriage, Two of Cups, because Two of Cups can also be what's coming together is a reconciliation. Page of Pentacles again. Here it is again. Here it is twice. You're going to be learning about something that's going to come together, and it might involve schools and children. Could involve something from the past, things coming together. Two of Cups, Hierophant, marriage, soulmates, children. This is such a mystery, guys. Knight of Cups, yeah. Love offer. I feel like there is a love offer coming in from somebody from the past. Maybe it's somebody you went to school with. I mean, this is school, teachers. Maybe this is a teacher, a student. And I am, of course, talking about adult students and teachers, not those weird circumstances you read about in the news sometimes, okay? We're talking about, earlier I did mention children. Obviously, just to be perfectly clear, I'm not talking about anything inappropriate here. Okay, you got me, right? So, whole different story. This could be you when you were in school and you knew somebody. Now you're all adults. And you've come back together, and there could be something about a love offer here. It's really sad you have to make things like that clear anymore, right? But there's something about a love offer, and it is the world we live in. I am making it clear. Let's see what else, guys. Where's this headed? Where's this headed for Sag? Where's this headed for Sagittarius? It's headed to a whole passionate, fiery new beginning. There's some kind of new energy sparking up here. Sparks. That's what, wands, fire. Sparks. Whoa, and a major life change. And it's going to surprise you. Remember how the Tower came up in the first reading? Look at this Judgment card. This is some kind of a big life change, potentially. That involves moving, it involves schools, teachers, students, maybe a love offer, maybe engagement, maybe marriage. Yeah, and you're going to be deciding, Sagittarius, is it worth it? This is like taking a little bit of a risk, like to do something new, like what you have been doing was very successful. And now you're like, should I do something new? Should I plant something new right there? Okay. Should I plant something new? Do I want to plant the new seed? Because you're trying to decide, like, between the old and the new. Should I let go of this? It's going to require thinking. It's going to require strategies. It's going to require learning new things. Here's the Knight of Wands again. There's something here about potentially relocating, Sagittarius, and I think that's where the Tower is coming in. I think it's going to be like, surprise. This is like some major life change that you were not expecting, Sagittarius. Did I answer all your questions? Let's see. Five of Cups is over. The sad, grieving card is over. Let's just look at that for a second. That's your final outcome in the first reading. Queen of Cups. We're back to the Mother again. So if you move, if you're relocating or something, it could be you're moving away from this Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups could also be some alluring woman, and you're moving away from that situation, putting distance. It could be putting distance there, but like the grieving is over. And, Knight of Wands came up here, and also the Justice card, which can be Libra. And let's just quickly ask about that. You could be starting some kind of new business. Entrepreneur card in the bottom of the deck. What about this Justice card? Hanged Man. There's something about this, either a legal situation or the Mother situation or Libra. I don't know, some of that energy, I should say. has put you in a state of limbo, feeling like you can't move forward, you can't get away from it, you're feeling stuck. There's Seven of Swords. It did come up reversed, and oddly enough, Seven of Swords, is the thief energy, something draining your energy, but when it's reversed, it can be an apology. I know that's a stretch. That hardly ever happens, right? But juggling. In a Capricorn. There was juggling between a Capricorn and a Libra for some of you in somebody's story, juggling, and maybe an apology about that. Maybe that's your person from the past is a Capricorn, also known as the devil energy. So, that doesn't mean Capricorns are devilish. I don't mean that, but in this case, it could be. Somebody preoccupied with sexuality. It could be somebody preoccupied with money, chained to money, especially money. Here's a big thing with the devil card and feeling like obsessed about money in a bad way, in a toxic way. So I think I answered all of your questions here, Sag. This is just some things to look out for. And I always like to tell people, if you don't like what comes up in your readings, you have the power to change that. This is just showing you, here's kind of the general direction things are going in. Here's some things that could show up, could not, but could show up on your path this summer. And you might just want to change your energy, because energy is very fluid. So you can change your energy. You can burn your return to sender candle. You can sprinkle salt, clear out whatever devil energy is there. Salt is really, really good at dissolving negative energy. You'll feel a difference instantly. Those little Himalayan lamps, little orange lamps, those are great at softening energy. Things like that make a big difference, So that's what I've got for you today. I hope this was super helpful. And thank you all so much for being here. Love you guys. And I'll see you again soon. Bye now.